Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Natalia Mendez and today I will be talking about how to use this software. So first of all, what is Smart Fertilizer? Smart Fertilizer is a software that is able to provide optimal and personalized fertilization plans for any crop in any conditions and with any growing method. Smart is a cloud-based fertilizer management software with an advanced algorithms. What this software does is give us a fertilization plans where we can have and we can know like the exact amount of fertilizer that we should apply, that we should use, which is going to help us to increase our yields, to reduce production cost, and to optimize the quality of the harvest. It's very important to know that the software works based on analysis, water, tissues, or soil analysis if we have, the nutritional requirements of the crops, and the phenological stage, area and yield goals. How does it work? It's very simple. You just need to create your field, choose your crop, introduce your field test, and you will get your fertilization record for your crop. I want to show you that Smart makes the difference. Here we have a crop, potato crop, where they were using a Smart fertilizer and the production increased in 27% and they reduced the fertilizer in 40%. Also, we can see in this area where they didn't use it, the crop has some damage and the health of the crop is so much better in the area where they were using it. So we have been already working for 7 years with farmers, agronomists, students, and everyone who wants to have their own fertilization plans. We have 215 crops in our database with all the information, nutritional requirements, phenological stage, and right now we are in more than 70 countries, but our software works worldwide. So now I just want to show you the demo, how to use the software. So now, once you get your license to use our software, that you can find it right here. I will talk about it in a little bit. Our package are here. So you are going to receive your own credentials and username and password that you are going to use them to log into the software and start working and creating your own fertilization plan. So the first thing that we are going to find in the software is the farm map. I'm going to give you a little tour so you can see what you're going to have. The farm map, that is where we are going to create our field. We are going to put our farm right here. You're going to find the field test is where we are going to add our soil, water, or tissues analysis. Here we can choose the test type. So here we are going to have the test details, and all this information we are going to have it from our laboratory. Here we have different laboratories, and if we have the extraction method, so we can click in here. If we do not, it's not necessary, we just can work with it without having them. Right here, we will need to put all the information, and it's gonna look something like this. So we will have the element, the units, the extraction method, and the interpretation. And in the end, we are going to have an interpretation chart telling us if the element is low, adequate, high, or excessive. And the same thing for each analysis. Water analysis, we will need to put all the test details from the laboratory. And for tissues analysis, the same. We also are going to find the program. That is where we are going to start creating our own fertilization plans. We are going to have our reports. Here we can just download them again. We are going to have the crops. We have 215 crops in our database for soil grown or hydroponics. And in case that you want to create your own crop because you are used to work with your own nutritional requirements in your country or your area, so you can use our crop as a base. And you can edit and change many information like yield goal, the type, the growing method. You can change the nutritional requirements of that crop with your own information, using it as a base, and you will have your own crop with your own information. Right here, we can just go and edit and change the duration in days. We can change whatever we need or we want to change. And we can work with that crop and with that information to make our own fertilization plan. Also, we will find the fertilizer where we have 50,000 fertilizer in our database, solid, liquid, and acid. And also, in case that in your own country you are used to work with a specific fertilizer, what you can do is add a new fertilizer. You just need to put all the information about the fertilizer. And whenever you are creating your fertilization plan, you can work with your fertilizer that you create. We also have the labs. So in the moment that we add our test, we can select the lab that we are working with. And so we will have the interpretation. We also have the satellite. In this case, the satellite helps us to measure the nitrogen in the crop, the plant health, to see if we have some problems in the crop, the zoning, that is a combination between the nitrogen and health on the crop, and also the water stress. So the satellite works according to the light reflection of the crop. So I want to show you right here. And everything is by colors. So right here, we can see when it's darker, it means like we have a good amount of nitrogen. And if it's light blue, it means like we need more nitrogen in that area. And the same with plant health. So it's exactly the same. Works by colors and works by the light reflection. So we can measure like nitrogen. We can measure the chlorophyll in the plants, plant health, and also like water stress. Right here is the same. It works by colors. Darker, it means like we have more water, and it's like light blue. It means like we need to put more water there. With this information, we can make better decisions for the agronomic management of the crop. So this is a very important tool. We also have the drainages. This is for hydroponics. Whenever we are working with hydroponics, we can put all the information here, irrigation specifications and crop information. And if we have our water tissues, we can add this here and work with this information to make our fertilization plan. We also have sub-accounts. This is for the license that they have more than one user. We have 3 users and 5 users in case that we need more people working with the software. We also have the support. If you have any question, any problem, you can just add a ticket and we will be taking care of whatever problem you have. And here we have my account. That is where we have all the information about our account. If we want to upgrade it, if we want to cancel the license, if we want to pause the license. Also, it's important to put our currency because the software is going to work and it's going to give us it's going to tell us how much our fertilization plant is going to cost depending of our currency. And here you can change your password, and here you have all your information. So now we're going to start with the actual fertilization plan. So to create our fertilization plant, we can enter our location and we can create our field by drawing a polygon, like right here. If you know your field and you are able to do this, you just can create your field by doing that. If you don't know exactly, so what you can do is use a marker and just click on it. But if you know the size of your field, you can just put it and you can just doing it like that. So now it's already asking us for a name. So let's say we are going to work with peppers. So the farm name, you also can create your farm, in this case right here, and field type. So if we are going to work with soil grown or greenhouse or hydroponic, so we have to select it, and here we can just put the description about our crop or information that is going to help us to follow the crop. So once we do this, we are going to have all the information about the field size, humidity, and all the information that we need. After that, we are going to add our soil, water, or tissues analysis in case that we have them. If we do not have them, the software also is going to work, but it's so much better if we can have more information because the software can work with more information, can work better. So in this case, I already have one right here with all the information, and we have the interpretation chart. After that, we will go to programs and we are going to add a new program. So we need to choose the program types. If we are going to work with hydroponics or soil-based. In this case, I'm going to work with soil-based. So now we are going to keep a name, program name. We are going to select the farm that we already created before. We are going to select our field. We are going to select the planting date, tillage and previous crop. If we have that information, that's fine. If we do not, no, we don't have problem. We can work. Now, it's important to know if we are going to work with fertigation or not, and what kind of fertigation. In this case, quantitative fertigation. Now we need to select if we have soil test, tissues, and water test. We can put all of them if we do have them. If no, it's no problem. If we need liming to improve the pH of the soil, if we need base dressing for planting, or if we need a blend. So all the thing is up to your need, and after that we just go to crop selection. So here we are going to work with pepper in this case. So we select the crop that we are going to work with. we select the type. In this case, it's open field, the growing method, and the yield goal. So it's very important to put all the information here in order to go to the next step and save that information. So now we go to the test. That is where we are going to add our soil, water, or tissues analysis in case that we have them. And now we will go to the next step, that is adjust values. This information is based on previous step in field hectares. As I told you before, this software works based on analysis that we already put it, nutritional requirements that they are already in our database, phenological stage of crop, the area that we already put it to, and the yield goals. So right now, this software is telling us like the nutritional requirement, the nutrient requirements for my crop, and depending of my analysis, my area, and everything. So now we go to the next step, that is where we are going to select the fertilizers. So right here, as I told you before, we can create our own fertilizers and they will appear right here and you can work with them. That is depending on you if you want to work with the fertilizer that we have in our list or you want to work with your own fertilizer. So it's very important to let you know that right here we will know if we know the price per kilogram of each fertilizer, we can have the cost of this fertilization plan and also the cost per stage. So if we know the price of each fertilizer, we just can put the prices and save this information. And this software is going to give us the fertilizer schedule, where is giving us the recommendation per stage, per day, or per week. So as you can see, here we have the stage and the duration and every fertilizer that we chose already. And here we have some warning, meaning telling us, the software is telling us that the current application of nitrogen is less than 80%. It's very important to have at least 80%. So we can see here the current application versus requirements by each element and by each stage. So actual requirement in kilograms and current application. So for nitrogen, we are missing some right here. And for the other elements, we are 100%. So what we need to do is go back and try to find some fertilizers that help us to fill that. So right now we have a 70% more. The idea is to completely in 100%. So that's why it's very important to play very well with the fertilizers. So once we have all these requirements in 100%, we will go to the next step. That is where we are going to have our fertigation recipe. And here we are going to select the stage that we want to work with. So in this case, let's start with the first one, and we are going to get our fertigation recipe. Now we're going to have the tank distribution that is made by the compatibility of the fertilizers and solubility. So right here, the software is telling us to apply these tanks and this number of application, but let's say that we want to change the tank volume and we want to change the numbers of applications, so we can do it. we can modify this in the way that we want. If we have like bigger tanks or smaller tanks, we can change that and save that information, and after we just will go to the last step where we will have the general information. And it's very important to know that after we end this program, we cannot edit this fertilization plant anymore. So we just finish it and we will have general information and also fertilizer summary. So now we are going to download the report, and here we can have the full PDF, or we can just have the fertigation if we want. But in this case, I want to show you all the full PDF. So we are going to download it, and we can print this fertilization plan. We can send it by email or whatever we need to do. So in our fertilization plant report, we are going to have pretty much all the information that we did in the software. So we are going to have the general information about our crop, the area, if we add soil tissues or water test. After, we are going to have the interpretation of our soil analysis in this case because I put it. So we are going to have the interpretation chart too. And we have the adjust values by each stage, and we can see we have the dates too. Here we have all the phenological stage. And also, as I told you before, we are going to have the total stage cost if we put the price of the fertilizers, which is very important to know how much money we are saving by using the software too, but reducing the amount of fertilizer that we are applying. So here is telling us like the amount of fertilizer that we need to apply, the cost by each stage, and also we will have like fertilizer summary with the total cost, as you can see right here, and the total amount that we need, and a chart with the fertilizers too. And in the end, we are going to have the fertigation and the tank division, the amount of fertilizer by each tank, and that's all. You will have all this information in your reports, and right now I would like to show you our license. So we have different license depending on your needs. For one fertilization plan, for 50 fertilization plans, for 240 or unlimited. That is depending on what you want. Also, you can get the license by our website, paying there, or by bank transfer. And here we have the price and what you can get with every license. If you need or if you want more information, you can write us to these emails. And thank you very much for joining us. So